Okay, today we're going to learn how to use Nosecone X7 to make a nose cone for our rocket. It's a little bit tedious, but it does produce a pretty nice product by the time we're finished. Basically, it's a series of concentric circles, and we start at the inside, and as we move to the outside, we go down a little bit each time, so that eventually we end up with a conical nose cone shape. And then we can glue sections together depending on how long our nose cone is. The foam insulation that we're using is 50 millimeters thick, so obviously if you have a nose cone that's 75 millimeters long, you're going to need to mill in two sections. So anyway, okay, let's get started. So we're going to minimize this and open the software. So it always takes a couple of seconds to open Mastercam software. So we just have to be patient, and then we're going to load up an AutoCAD file that's already set up for a nose cone, which is a separate lesson on how to actually set up the nose cone in AutoCAD. So here we go. So File and Open. I'm going to go to the Tech Handout folder, so the O drive, and Tech Handout. And we're going to go to AutoCAD files. There we go. And there they all are. And so we're going to get a look at a couple of nose cone ones. So look, my amazing nose cone. It seems reasonable. So double click it. And checkbox it. So for lesson's sake, we have a very simple nose cone. If you notice, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles in the first section, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the second section. And it will look like steps when we're done virtually showing this. This is probably 0, 0, yep, and as it should be. I can tell when I look over here. And between the two of these nose cones, there needs to be over ½ an inch in distance between the two. If there's not over ½ an inch, then when the tool is going around the outside of this section of nose cone, it's going to smash into this section of nose cone and gouge it out. But there is 0.6 in between these two, so we're looking good as far as that goes. And you would learn more about that in terms of setup when you're setting it up in AutoCAD. So this is set up correctly. Alright, so we need to get started first. So we're going to go to machine type, and we're going to be doing contours, but our machine is the Torcam NG Pro B post machines, the two that we have in our shop. So I'm going to select it, and I'm going to open that dialog box up and go to Tool Settings. And we are going to use the ½ inch tool. It's 2 inches long. So we have to set up the material, and this is the program number. We don't care what we use. 1 is good. Material is here, and we're just going to go to use plastic acrylic. I mean, there's nothing in here that really is remotely like the foam insulation that we'll be milling out of. So checkbox. And lastly, we're only going to use one tool, but we generally assign tool numbers sequentially. So, all right, fantastic. So we're ready to go there. So then we're going to go to stock setup. And these are two sections of nose cone. This is about 2 inches from one end to the other, and this is probably about 1 inch, and then we got ½ an inch in between. So we're talking about at least 3½ inches here. So we need at least 4 inches for X. So I'm going to use 4 inches for X. And it's at least 2 inches this way, so I'm going to use like 2½ inches of foam. And then it's 2 inches for the thickness of the material. 0, 0 is not quite in the center. It's I don't know if it'll let us go over here. Yeah, probably won't. So we're going to go here, and then we'll put in some, actually maybe I'll leave it in the center and put in a little bit of offset in X. So I'm going to try like 2 inches for X and see what happens. So I'm going to check box that. I may have to, it may be -2. I never quite get it right. So I'm going to check box it. And yeah, I've kind of sent it the wrong way. So I'm going to go a little less. Looks like I just need a little less, like 1.5, or maybe even 1 inch might cut it. So I'm just going to go back to stock setup and change it to 1 inch and try that. And I missed the other end, so obviously I need to go like 1.25. So 1.25. Oops, sorry. 1.25 and check box. Ooh, that's close. So I'm going to go 1.15. Oh, I went the wrong way. 0.9. Check box. Yeah, went the wrong way. Okay, so 1.35. Sorry, bit of a waste of time. There, okay, and now I've got all of it in my piece of foam insulation. Alright, we're going to do contouring. So we're going to do tool paths and contour. And sure, we'll just call it My Amazing Nosecone. We're going to do chains, so we'll just leave it at that. And we're going to start at the first one, and we're going to go clockwise. So we're going to make sure the arrow is clockwise so the tool goes to the outside. So that is indeed clockwise. So we're going to check box it. And we're going to go to tool, and we're going to set it up. So it's the 1/2 inch tool. It's already here in my library. If you want to check the library, you just go to filter. And these are all the different tool types, and we're using end mills only. See, nothing else is selected. So check box 1/2 inch. Send OK. And it's 60. Tab. 60. No, sorry, plunge rate is 10. I like to go slow just in case there's a problem. And 60 for the retract rate. And then I would write in here, like 0.5 inch tool down. Oops. Now, the depth. I've got a 100 millimeter nose cone, and I've divided it into 5 sections. And remember, I can only go 50 millimeters maximum, so that's 10 millimeters for each step to get 100 millimeters in total. So I'm going to go down 10 millimeters, but in inches, I have my calculator here, 10 millimeters. So remember, each cut that I'm going to take is 10 millimeters deep. So 10, and I'm going to divide it by 25.4 because there's 25.4 millimeters in an inch, and equals. So it's 0.9393, well, 0.393 inches. So that's what I'm going to use. So down 0.393 inches. And of course, the next cut that I make will be down twice that, and the next cut will be 3 times that. And when I start over here again, I'll start with the 0.393 again. Alright, I'm going to go to cut parameters. I'm going to make sure that the tip is on center, and I'm going to go to lead in, lead out and get rid of it. We don't need it, and I'm going to go here to the depth. And again, I just calculated that. It's minus 0.393 inches. And I am going to checkbox that. So there is my first tool path. And then I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to, I could copy that tool path, except for it's the same one, so I have to go to the next one. So I go tool path, contour, and and then I touch the next circle. So there it is. Click, and I checkbox it, and everything is correct. Everything is picked. The only thing that we need to worry about is down here under linking parameters. We got to go twice that. So that would be point 786. So 786 and checkbox. Here's the next one. And I should be checking virtually every time I do it, because otherwise if I make a mistake I will not know. So I've done the first two rings and I'm on the third ring. So I'm going to check. So select all and verify. And we just have to be patient. It's just percolating and doing the NC file data. So here it is, and I'm going to go, once it pops up, I'm going to go isometric. So there it is. Maybe I'll do screen fit. There we are, and then I'm going to play it. So there's the first one, and there's the second cut. So that looks good. I got two different steps going on there. And then I would go to the next one. I could look from the side, so from the front, from the right side. Can't really see anything from the top. And I can't really see anything there, so isometric. Alright, and then now I'm going to close this down. And I'm going to do a new one. And remember, if it starts to get confusing, I can roll in here so I can kind of see a little closer. If it starts to get confusing, I can get rid of these. These are just the centers of the tools. So I can get rid of those. I just click here to display that I want to turn them off. And I'm just going to remember that I have 1, 2, I'm on the third one. See, I mean 1, 2, and now I'm on 3. So make sure you concentrate on what you're on. Ring-wise, tool paths, contour. I'm going to the third ring. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Clockwise is right, so I checkbox it. Everything is correct here, so I just go to linking parameters, and I would put in 3 times that. So times 3 equals, and I get minus 1.181, and I checkbox that. Great, and then again I would select all and verify. And isometric and screen fit and play. Great, and now I have 3 of them done. So awesome. And now I would close this down, and I would do my next one. So tool paths, contour, and again I'm 1, 2, 3, 4th one, and checkbox, and I just have to change the depth again. So times 4 equals, I have that number, so here I go, minus 1.574, and checkbox, and select all, and verify, and isometric, and maybe I'll just play that one for fun and see if you can see the 3, 4. Good. Awesome. And I'm going to continue in a second. I'm just going to stop this one. This will be part 1, and then I'll do part 2